by hitting on that subscribe button, and guess what? It doesn't like. Try it. Like, comment, and share. As we have a truly inspiring guest joining us today. Let's welcome Mr. Ayotolu.
Thank you very much for having me.
He's a remarkable entrepreneur and a financial strategist. He has carved out a niche in the world of financial freedom. Also, he has guided a lot and countless of people in making their goals come true through maybe personal advice, actionable strategy, and a man in Christ as well. And so in today's episode, we will dive into the world of Mr. Ayotolu, exploring his challenges, his drums, and insights shaped his career. We will also uncover some valuable tips that can help us in building our wealth mission, taking it to the next level. So guys, grab your popcorn and get inspired. So without any further ado, let's dive into the world of Mr. Ayotolu. So sir, starting with positivity, what are your unique skills, your ways of life, your work, as in, what makes you shine?
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. What is my favorite thing about myself? I think if I'm going to speak quite much about myself, I would say my ability to do a lot of things. I am actually somebody that I see myself as somebody who actually outdoes himself. Like everything I try to do, I try to put extra effort at it. I mean, just tell me to come and organize a group of people, and then you will see me put every seriousness, and you will also be surprised that this man, that's to say it in Yoruba. So I think that has guided me into my work ethics. Wherever I find myself, I always stand out. Before delving into the world of real estate, I was once a 9-to-5er. When I say 9-to-5, I was an administrative assistant, I was a media assistant, and you would find me in the space of 1 to 2 years. I was already one of the most sought after in my place of work. Why? Because I like to put extra effort in everything I do. So that has motivated me over time to be the best at whatever I am. There is absolutely nowhere I would get to today that you would not notice me. So that's one of the favorite things I like about myself, and that's one of those things that encourages me to do more.
Wow. Thanks a lot. Next to university's experience, let's take a trip down memory lane. What are your university's experience? Do you have any memorable moment you'd like to share with us?
To use universities, because I actually attended 2 prestigious universities. I graduated from University of Ilorin for my undergraduate degree, and then I had my master's degree from the Kwara State University, the prestigious Kwara State University, Malete. So my experience in those 2 institutions, let me first take the University of Ilorin, because that's where literally I spent the ample time as an undergraduate. It's always about leadership. So one of my most memorable time in the university would be when I won the student union seat to represent the Faculty of Art at the Student Union Senate Council. And while at the Senate Council, of course, I was the most vibrant senator in the Senate Council. So those were periods that stood out for me in the universities. I enjoy every bit of myself. Like I told people, I was not in school just to go to school, be boxed into the academics alone. I explored leadership, I explored networking, I explored service in the university. So those were it. And then for my program for my postgraduate program, it was more or less a time for me to network. In fact, let me tell you today that I honed my skill in the real estate industry while I was studying my master's. I did an MBA in information communication technology. So information technology management. So that's what I did. So in the class we were all together, and then you find a lot of people from different industries. These guys they are extremely good at what they do. Wow. And then there was this guy that we actually met in the University of Ilorin. He was also a student politician at that time, but I don't know, he has not started his real estate industry. And then I saw he was doing well in this real estate industry. So I said to myself, Ayotolu, you can talk, you know how to convince people. Why don't you consider this real estate industry? And I spoke to him, and he said, that's fine, you can work with me. And I just passively, I started learning from him.
Just like that, you mean work with me for free? Or
yes, it was absolutely free. He told me that, okay, Tolu, what you are going to do is that you are going to observe me. You see how I talk to people, you see how I do my things, and that is where you start from. And then he told me, Tolu, let's go, take this land, post this land.
Wow.
You know, as somebody who wanted to do more, the first day I went on site, I just, sorry boss, let me hold this camera, and I shot my first content unscripted, and it gained a lot of fractions at that time. That I really felt like, oh, I think I'm very good at this thing. So I did not stop at that time, and I just went fully into it. So those were one of those times. Meeting people was one of those things that stood out for me back then in the Kwara State University. So I think that's it.
Wow. Thanks a lot, sir. So sir, let's quickly jump to leadership. I mean, the journey to leadership, like your journey from being a CNS member to being a YOWICAN president as well. Like, what do you have to share with us? Like the positivity aspects.
For one, I think leadership is more like innate for me. Of course, they used to say leaders are not born, leaders are made. Yes. But for me, it felt like I was growing up into it. The kind of avenue I found myself, it helped me. Let me give credit to one of those things that helped me to become a better leader. It is the Boys Brigade platform. So I'm going to talk about leadership in the secular world, and then move to of course, the Christian part, which we'll talk about YOWICAN. I spoke briefly about when I was in school. I was the clerk of the house of the linguistics, we call it LISA back then, Linguistic Student Association, and then I was a student union senator. Afterwards, I was the president of, during my NYSC days, I was the president of editorial board CDS. So I was the editor-in-chief for Rivers State 19C back then. And I have also served as public relations officer for Kwara South Youth Development Organization. We call it KWAYOG. We organized the debates for 2023 gubernatorial and senatorial elections. So that's to talk a bit about the secular world, the spiritual Christian
context.
Yes, yeah. YOWICAN. Okay, let me start from here. The church I attend, my food, I'm actually a leader. I've once been my church general secretary.
What's the name of your church?
Okay, I attend CNS movement, Cherubim and Seraphim Movement Church number 7. Okay. So I was once a general.
At Tanke,
yes,
right?
At Tanke. Okay. I was once a general secretary in the church. From there, catapulted me to the circuit level, where I was the secretary. I've held several positions within the fold, all to the glory of God. So at the point, I'm delving into YOWICAN now. At a point, YOWICAN for Tanke neighborhood was in a state of comatose. Let me use that word.
Please, in a layman
yes,
understanding.
Okay.
Welcome to the first episode of Easywealth Media Hub. where entertainment meets endless curiosity. You know what, guys? Ignite your imagination by hitting on that subscribe button, and guess what? It doesn't bite. Try it. Like, comment, and share. As we have a truly inspiring guest joining us today. Let's welcome Mr. Ayotolu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
He's a remarkable entrepreneur and a financial strategist. He has carved out a niche.
Christian bodies that we have in Kwara State. Now there are 5 blocks that makes up YOWICAN, if I'm correct. We have the OAIC, the CCN, that's for the Catholic. We have the Equatecan, and we have the, what's the last one? I can't remember. By the time we go on now, I may remember. So we have 5 blocks. So now these 5 blocks come together with a sole purpose of having a body that can stand for Christians. You know, we want to be identified. We have diverse fellowships, but we want to be identified as one body. So that was why they instituted the Christian Association of Nigeria, and it has layers of authorities, from the neighborhood to the local government, from the local government to the state, from the state to the region, and from the region to the national. You understand? So that was when it gave a rise for, okay, the youth bodies want to identify themselves. So we want to come under one umbrella where we can see ourselves. I see you from CCN, from Catholic. I'm not looking at you that this person is a Catholic, I cannot relate with you. I want to look at you as first a Christian. So what is that common ground where all of us can actually meet? That was what YOWICAN now stood for the youths. Okay,
coming together.
You understand? All that we come together, we worship together. You understand? Just recently we had our first program, and to the glory of God, the program had over 10 churches here in Tanke neighborhood present. We had over 50. We had over 50 members on that day. To the glory of God. Now this is to say that what we stand for is not about a particular sect. It is not a particular block. It is not about a particular church. But my identity as a Christian, your own identity. How can we come together and say, this is what we stand for? Where can we stand together under a single platform to make our values known? That is what we do at YOWICAN. To the glory of God, I have amazing team right now. I told you before that I was the only one and I couldn't do anything. They said I should organize program for my church. I said my church members are not, they don't lack program. We have enough. But if everybody can come together, and to the glory of God today, and God has been helping us pilot the affairs of all Christian youths in the neighborhood.
That's good. The next question is, does this YOWICAN nation or community, let me call it the community, does this YOWICAN community only exist in Nigeria and here? All over Nigeria, I mean, or only in Kwara State? Yeah.
Yes, it's all over Nigeria, just like the nomenclature. It is Christian Association of Nigeria. You understand? Then the YOWICAN is the youth wing of Christian Association of Nigeria. So, like I said, it has level of authority. So they exist at the lowest level is the neighborhood level, in which I am the leader. And let me tell you, it's the most effective one, because that's where you can reach out to all the churches. You understand? Then from the lowest level, which is the neighborhood, you have the local government. The local government is the one that oversees the affairs of all neighborhoods. Now, for Ilorin South local government, we have about more than, I don't know, I can't remember, but we have Tanke, Fatin neighborhood, we have Kulende, we have Ofa Garage, we have Gakonbi, we have Olon Shogo neighborhood. So those are neighborhoods that forms the local government. Now from the local government, we have the state. So all neighborhoods are over, the state oversees all neighborhoods. Ilorin South, Ilorin West, Ilorin East, Asa, and a record from the Kwara South region, from the Kwara North region.
Just like zones.
Yes. So virtually at all levels of governance, we have the presence of a Christian Association of Nigeria.
So for now, you are the president of Ilorin Zone, right?
For Tanke,
Okay,
for
just Tanke Zone.
If you say just Tanke Zone, I think I would beg to differ, because Tanke alone has over 300 churches, although not every church identifies with camp, but at least we have over 80 churches that identifies with camp. So that's like where the chunk of the work lies.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you are the president of Tanke Zone,
Yes.
and there are others zones in
Yes.
this Kwara State,
Yes. Yes.
this same
Yes.
Kwara State.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. We jump into real estate.
Yes.
I have you are into real estate,
Yes.
as earlier been said.
Yes, I'm going to be very sincere here. I'm not going to be the perspire to Maguire or Maguire to perspire kind of person. I'm going to say what my own experience about real estate. Like, I want to let me first establish there's no amount of wealth that they mention in real estate that is not there. That's one thing that you should have at the back of your mind. You will see some people talk about 100 million, 200 million, 300 million in real estate, and then you will be like, this thing is a lie. I want to make a way there. It is a blatant lie. There's such money in real estate. Now, for my own journey, like I said, I started with a colleague, my friend, of course, and of course my leader too. And I just posted the land, and of course I didn't make any sales. So I went to meet him that I am frustrated at this work. At that time, I am also a professional writer. I write articles for people, so that was going on the side, and I was making my money from it. But I needed to, I have already posted this real estate. Real estate. How does it look like?
Exactly.
You understand? My first 3 months, I didn't make any sales. The guy told me, calm down. Just keep on doing this to let people know you for it.
Yes.
By the time people start asking you, I remember what he said, only and then I just felt like, okay, let me just keep doing this thing. And then I kept posting. The land I was posting, nobody bought it. And then there was a land I got at that time. I just noticed that people started asking for that product. It first started with people asking, oh yeah, tell me about this land. And I can sell anything. I can resell this popcorn. I can resell it to you. You understand? Just let me market this popcorn. You understand? I tasted it, and it's one of the best popcorn I've ever had in recent time. You understand? And you would love to have it. Don't collect this. You understand? Now I can market things, and I felt like, I started talking about the land, and once somebody subscribed. It got to a point that I was so certain about my skill of marketing that I know that if you are not buying land from me, it means you don't have the money, not because you are not impressed about what I'm selling to you, because I'm going to let you see the values, and it's not just letting you see. You know, there are some things that you may not just see yourself, that you need an expert to show you that, okay, this is actually the light in this thing. You may see a piece of land, and then you don't know what value is on that piece. But by the time I see it, my own eyes, my own lens would pick all the values that we have on that land, and I would sell them to you that, okay, this is what you should look out for. This is the values you are going to get on this land. So basically that is it for me. And that's how I sell my land. And that's how people started buying, and then a few months after then, a friend reached out to me. Those are one of those moments for me that I realized that it's very important that you keep relationship.
Yes.
We served together on the floor of Student Union Senate Council, and for the purpose of record, we were never on the same alliance. There are caucus on the floor of the house, and we were never on the same carcass. But one thing we understood was that I know this person, I know what it stands for. We respected each other for our values, and we did not mark our relationship by whatever ideology we believed in them. So he reached out to me that he wants to start a real estate company, and he would love to bring me on board with my wealth of experience, my marketing skills, and all. And I said, oh, that's fine. One of those, I have had several offers from real estate companies before then that I totally turned down. Why? Because I would not want something that would make me compromise my Christian values.
Wow.
When this man came around, I knew this person is also a like mind. So it was very easy for me to say, okay, I told him I was going to pray about it, but in my mind I knew I was going for this thing. And then we started putting things together. Oh, okay, you become our director of operations and the head of sales. That's fine. These are the things I can do. I did a master's in business administration. I can successfully run an organization for you. I did my undergraduate in linguistics. I did a postgraduate diploma in broadcast journalism. I worked as a news reporter for a while, so I know what it means to do interpersonal relations. Yes. I know what it means to do public relations. In my previous organization, I was an assistant public relations officer. So I understand what it meant for the role that was coming into. And then we started the company, and by the grace of God, by June, Kwara State Development Limited will be 1 year. And God has helped us to achieve so much. We have launched several products. We have gained tractions. We have gained recognition, even beyond I will tell, Kairos has gone overseas. Kairos has gone to Sweden, has gone to US. We have our clients all over from Nigeria and diaspora. So God has helped us to do so much. Why? Because we can articulately communicate our values. This is why we want you to buy this land. We are banking on our own person. We are banking on what we have been, and then our own integrity. Now, this is the value we are offering you on it. Every of our products has its own story. At Kairos Estate in airports, I can tell you how, we thought about it. Many of the real estate companies in Ilorin, you understand, is always come and buy bush.
Yes,
you understand?
Exactly.
Now, I wouldn't tell you we are not selling bush. Well, we looked at it that, okay, how can we be different? Let us look for a place where people can actually buy and then they can build. We don't want where we tell you that you can buy and no, you can buy this place and build it for residents. If you get to our land, you will see signs that people are already building around this place. So it is not something that I will just tell you, you need to wait for 10 years to see the value of this land. No, you can see the value right from now. You can see how big this thing is going to get. The same thing as the Abike Gardens. This place is an industrial hub. Olam's grain. There's a lot of. If you check that Laduba for Asa, recently the Federal House of Rep proposed a bill to cite a federal institution, a federal college of education on that same road. Now, we are not asking you to come and build house immediately on that place. This place is suitable for investment. Anything can come on that land tomorrow. You are the moment we sell it to you, if the land becomes billion, we don't have any rights to it tomorrow. We can only say we sold it. It will just become our own portfolio to tell people that yes, we sold the land that has risen from million to billions. You understand? So, but it belongs to you. So one of those things is that we look out for a place where it has high potential for profits. We buy into that place and we sell to you. So we ensure that we tell the right story for you. You see what you are buying into. It is not co-regional. You see what you are buying into, and you are sure that I am investing my money where I can get a return that is massive.
That's ROI.
ROI. Yes, and it is not just that. You are investing where there is an absolute peace of mind for you. Let me tell this story. I bought a land many years ago, and then the person that sold the land to me was telling me that I need to come and build on that land.
Why?
Because they will grab the land.
Wow.
If the land is over we are in court at this moment. I should not say too much about it because the matter is in
On
court.
the same land.
On the same land.
Wow.
Because I bought from Omonile, the Omonile sold to another person. You understand? So many people are now coming on the same land that, oh yeah, show your title. I brought out my title, deed of assignment. Show your title, brought out his own title, deed of assignment. So who owns the land? Now that's the matter that court is going to settle. I'm confident because I did my due diligence. So what am I trying to say? Why we are different is that you can buy from us and wait for as long as you want. We have done our due diligence. We have a legal document that is backing the lands that we are talking about. You understand? We do register survey, we do land registration with the state government, which serves as the same title document as a C of O, except that it cannot be used as a collateral in bank. So those are the things that we put in place to ensure that when you are buying, you're buying a very solid place. If you are buying a place that you can call your home, even after 50, after 40, 50, 60 years. So that is what we do.
Up next to industrial challenges and also challenges as a president. You might have faced any challenges as a president, maybe doing service, your members, and also maybe real estate challenges. And how do you handle them? Let us know, sir. Explore into the world of challenges, sir. We have been talking about positivity and leadership,
and as well as uncover some secrets that can fuel or catapult our wealth building as well. Thank you very much. The challenges starts from one, perception. The perception some people have about YOWICAN is that these people are a set of unserious people that cannot sit down in their church and are minding every church's business. That's why a lot of people don't want to identify with YOWICAN, which can. But one thing that is also a big challenge for us is that for YOWICAN, yes, it stems from the fact that they don't know why the body has been so politicized that they believe that YOWICAN is meant for Christian aspiring politicians or Christians who just want to go into office to eat politicians' money. If you are in YOWICAN, if you are in CAN, you have access to government. They will call you for meeting, but it's not like the money is that much. I was a leader and I've been called in several meetings, and then you see them share 5,000 naira. You see them share 10 kg. Yes, every year they have shared 10 kgs of rice, and none of those rice. I think you were in my office a few months ago. You will see those rice. There are a lot of them that we just hand out to people that we know that yes, they need this thing better than us. So the perception churches have about it is that these people are just there to go and eat our money in this thing. Meanwhile, they give you peanuts, they give you a very small amount of money from there. Are you going to take it home and say, oh yeah, they gave me 5,000 naira, I have over 80 churches under this place. Okay, let's say the active churches, 40 churches. How do you share the 5,000 naira? So it's so much a bigger problem for us that have a different mindset. When I say different mindset, we have a mindset of service and helping each other. We want to build a platform where I can interact with you as a Christian without minding any fold you are from, where I can network, I can grow. There is a sister that I met from YOWICAN. She makes small chops, and from the way I see she makes absolute. I have it in mind that whenever I want to patronize somebody for small chops next and meat pie and all, I'm going to patronize her. I really met her in YOWICAN. You understand? And that's the same way for every other person in the fold. That is the mindset that we be. But the fact that so many churches have this perception that YOWICAN is not just for us is a bigger problem for us. And for the challenges in real estate, the first peculiar challenge is that there's so much challenge, but the challenges does not outweigh the benefit. That is if you find the right company to invest with. The challenges stems from omonile wahala. I just said it about people selling land for 3 different persons. You understand? You will find this one buying from this one buying from that one. And then you get to your land, they have sold this land to us. That's how omonile wahala can literally make you have a bad year, because your project will be on hold. You don't get to market, you don't get to sell. The resources you have pulled into, you cannot get it back, because they'll tell you the moment you give it to them, I want it. You understand? So that's one. Another thing is inflation. Inflation is not on our own part, but on the part of the consumer, I mean our clients rather. Everybody is battling with lack of funds right now, that everybody just want to get money to hit. Then there are still people who values investment, and those are the people we talk to. And of course we trust that God is going to help everyone so that we can live above the means that we all have. So I think those are the 2 major challenges. Another challenge would be, well, I wouldn't say that is a challenge, because it's one of those things that we factor into our own work, but it's not a challenge per se, and that's getting a land that actually beats expectations. There are so many lands that you see and then you realize that there's no access road into this place. How do you sell a land without access road? You understand? So you need to find a product that actually tells a story, not just you getting the product. What problem is this product solving? Now, we said our own mandate in Nigeria is the shared prosperity agenda. We want to solve a problem whereby we will reduce the rate of housing deficit that we have in the country, and then we are now selling somewhere that nobody can build house on in the next 10-20 years. What solution are we providing? How are we reducing housing deficit? But we can sell a land that you can build on, even if you don't want to live in that place. There are people who want to just live a serene lifestyle, that let me just stay in this place. You can start renting that apartment, and you will not even want to rent for one exorbitant amount of money, because you know that I have an asset, I have a property that is growing for years. I can make every of my. If you buy a land for 1 million naira, let's say you use 12 million naira to build, and then you rent the apartment out 150 per year. In the next year, let's say 15 years, have made your money plus profit. Imagine the generational wealth that you are creating. Now I've entered your next question: how can we harness generational wealth from the real estate industry? Imagine the generational wealth that you are creating from there. Now, you want to invest in land. As a young person, I would advise, if you have your money to buy a land and build your house, don't do it. Buy your land and buy as many more lands that you can have.
Why?
Very good. Because if you buy your land and you build your house on it, your income on that land will be limited. I buy a piece of land, 100,000 naira, I build my house on it, everything costs 5 million naira. I want to rent with it. Now I'm charging 100,000 naira for that rent. I have to stay 10 years. There are advantages to that. You understand that it's not a disadvantage,
Yes, yes.
but it does not create that kind of wealth that you envisage from it. But let's say I buy this land 100, 100, 100, 100. I bought 10 plots of land for 1 million naira. You understand? And then by tomorrow, I decide to sell one of those land, and I sell one of it for 1 million naira. I have made the capital that I used to buy all the 10. Do you understand?
Yes.
Just because I just sold one. Now imagine when I now start selling. So the generational wealth comes from the ability to buy, having foresight for a land, you buy and then you keep. So by the time you start selling, it's not a lie when people say, oh, I bought this land for 20,000 naira and I'm selling for 25 million naira. No, it's not a lie. It's how you can create wealth from real estate. Another ways to create wealth from the real estate industry is through partnership. Now, for Kairos Realty Development Limited, we have something we call a partner with Kairos. Now, we have realized that there are some people with the impression that I have enough lands already, but they still have that front. But they believe they have enough land, and if you actually check their portfolio, they have enough land. So we said that, and there are some people that they just don't want to keep their land for 5-10 years. They want something that can come as soon as possible. I want to invest this year, I'm getting my money next year. You understand? So we have a platform for that, and you invest certain amount of money with us, your return on investment by 12 months, you get it. You invest, let's say for instance, you invest 5 million naira with us for 12 months, you have 25% return on investment by the end of that 12 months. You understand? You invest 12, 10, so from 5 million naira above, you get your money. So that's basically the means at which, one of those means at which we can generate generational wealth. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I am still establishing this. All those high figures that you hear people call in real estate, the money is actually there. We sat down the other day and then we were trying to, okay, by the time we buy this is how much that is on this land, this is how much we pay, and we realized that, oh, we are actually creating a means of shared prosperity, because you buying from us, you get a profit. We selling to you, the person that facilitated the sale, everybody is winning. All stakeholders are winning in that sale. So basically, that is to keep it short. Those are one of those importance, and of course the challenges that are in real estate. But summary is that the benefits outweighs the challenges.
Okay, thank you, Sam.
Yes, sir.
So the last question for this episode is, what are your advice for youths, YOWICAN youths, to beat up the challenges, and also what are your advice for those, let me say weak tenants seeking to become a house or a land owner?
A lot of people knows what Tolu stands for. That's why they can trust me with their property. They can refer people to me. So you should let people know what you actually stand for. A lot of Christian youths, they don't have values. You don't have any moral ethic that you can say this is who I am. You just, this one come, that one come, you understand? And for many of us, this is why we are coming together. You bring whatever you have, I bring whatever I have. But I want to trust God enough in your life that when I'm dealing with you, I'm not dealing with, a lot of people don't want to deal with Christians again. A lot of people don't want to, the moment they say Christian, you understand? So it is our responsibility to change that narrative, that I can deal with this person because this person is from this place. Why? Because I know what it stands for. If this person is in a position to compromise, he wouldn't do that. So that's my advice for everybody generally. You should stand, Joseph in the scripture speak for something. at the point of compromising. He said, I would not offend God first and my master and do this evil thing. You understand? That's the same mindset that we should have. That first, what I'm doing is God happy? That's one. Two, the person I'm doing it to, will the person be happy? So if we can have that kind of mindset, I think it will help us to navigate, one, the challenges around us. It will help us foster relationship. I can solve your problem and I will feel at peace. I can bring you into my home and I'll be totally fine with you. And then for young people that are seeking to go into property, into real estate, it's one of the best decisions that you can make in life. In fact, it gives you a different kind of peace of mind that I have a property. You see, even on the day when you are feeling down, as if there are just those days that you just like, what have I even achieved in this life? You understand? And then you think about it, that I have 500 square meter with Kairos Beauty Development. Oh, let's say 500 square meter with Kairos Beauty Development. There's this smile that comes to your face that you know that no, you know to try in life. You understand? I've done a lot. So my advice for young people is buy property. You see where people are calling bush, buy that bush. Just ensure that you have the right person you're talking to that can actually see. That's why I talk to people. If you want to buy, no matter your budget, tell me. Even if I don't have it in Kairos Beauty Development, I know some places that I can look at and say, okay, no, you buy from this place. This is actually a good one for your budget. If you bring 100,000 naira, I don't have a land of 100,000 naira. I will ask, is this something that you know that your money, you can get it continuously? Because we have instrumental payments for Kairos. You can start with 300,000 naira and then we can help you tailor this amount of money. But if you tell me that, oh, it's just this 100,000 naira that I have and I want to invest, I know where to take you. That I know that you see this 100,000 naira, you will be happy you invested it when you did it. So my advice for them is that keep investing. And for those that want to build house, let me use this medium to recreate it. I was not speaking against building a house, but if you are caught in the web of making decisions, should I build house first or should I buy land? If you have the opportunity to buy more land, buy it. And if you have the opportunity to build house, for young people, you will first factor in certain decisions before you say, I want to build house. What are those decisions? In the next 10 years, am I sure I am going to be where I am, where I want to build this particular land? Most of us are in our 30s. We can decide to move to Abuja tomorrow. What's going to happen to the land the house that I'm building? Would I have to start going to build another one? Meanwhile, I can buy land, and in the next 5 years, I can sell that land and build a perfect duplex in my new location. So you get the switch. So if you want to build your house, factor in these decisions. Will I still be in this place? Okay. Once you are sure of that, please buy land, build house. You don't want your landlord to be waking you up now. There's nothing that substitutes it. Somebody knocking your door. You know the level of confidence that landlords have, especially despite the fact that you have paid for the house. You understand? So if you can get out of that web, please do so. Buy your house, build it. And I would advise young people to get into real estate houses. Those ones actually do not lose value because there are people around you. Development is coming in every day. So if you want to buy and build now, ensure it is where communities are going, so that even when you want to leave that place, your rent will still be fetching you what would a lot more. You understand? So that's it.
What an incredible conversation we just had. A huge thank you to Mr. Ayotolu for sharing his insight and experience with us today on Easywealth Media Hub. So guys, if you found this episode interesting and valuable, please click on the subscribe button, like, comment, and share with family and friends. Remain blessed and stay tuned for more exciting episodes. Also, turn on the notification button. We love you all, and guess what? Stand a chance to win Easywealth Media Hub popcorn as soon as you comment. God bless you.